hit the little bell. This episode is brought to you by the scent of pumpkins slooping down from your chimneys. Vinyl Guru in the house, y'all, and we're here to talk to you about another episode with Digging in the Crates. So let's dive in. So our next resident here in the Digging in the Crates series is going to be a fabulous darling from the Nevada Desert Shine. And he is just fabulous. He's got such a wide, various perspectives and tastes in music, really broad, individual in a way. It's really great. And he's just really great.
Hi, howdy, hi. Well, everyone is minus, you could call me multiply. Just so you know, more like an eagle. This is my movie, stay tuned for the sequel. Seems so wrong, seems so evil to just settle down, listen to my tunes. Ever since I was 8, I was attached to the mic.
And he got his start about 5-6 years ago, I would say, with XL Records, probably one of the greatest indie labels at that time. I just really love their stuff. They really get a lot of interesting individual-like artists. And let's check out what Shamir has to say.
Hi, I'm Shamir, and I'm here with Wood Spinning with Shamir. And yeah, I got a few picks for you out of my record collection. And I guess to start with, I feel like this one is kind of cheating, but like I don't care. I'm going to start with this Unwound box set by Grup, who's like so cool. Like they do so many like cool re-releases, and I think they do just like regular releases too, but mostly re-releases. And yeah, I was given this back in 2016 at the last Pitchfork Festival that I played. Yeah, and like basically it was just handed to me. Like I was just like, I think he worked for Nimero at the record stand at the festival. It was just like, we were talking about like my influences and like music that I already liked, and he was just like, you need this, here you go, buy it now. And I was just like, okay, like, and I didn't even listen to it until a few months later. And I think it was just, I needed it at that time, because it like literally cured my depression. Like, I was like in a deep state, where I literally didn't want like leave my bed for days. And it was just sitting there staring at me, and I put it on and just, so good. But yeah, I think it's cheating because technically I think it's like 3 or 4 records in here, but still it's technically one release. So yes, definitely I recommend this whole box set, but also I recommend like every Unwound record. So yeah, that's my first pick. My second pick is actually my favorite record ever. Just like ever in life, like period. Like this is the best record ever made in my opinion. And it's cut by the Slits. And also love this cover too. One of my favorite covers ever. And I mean, this record is just perfect to me. Like it's so good. Like I felt my DNA change the first time I heard this. I think I first heard it like when I was like in middle school, like 13, 14, something like that. And I remember, I think the first song that I heard was Typical Girls. And I first heard about them because, yeah, it had to be in middle school because this was when Lily Allen first came out. And like I love Lily Allen. And I remember her mentioning that Teresa, I believe her name is, the bassist, was like her godmother or something, and she was in this band called the Slits. So I was like, oh, I like that band name, I'll look it up. And then I think I heard Typical Girls from this record, and like my mind was just and every single song on here is perfect, including the I Heard It Through the Grapevine Marvin Gaye cover. And yeah, just I love Ariep's vocals. I think her vocals are so cool. I think she's such a cool singer. I love like the punk reggae vibe. It's just perfect. A perfect record. In the end, the next one is, okay, so my next pick is the first debut, what is it, in our Space Hero suits, the debut from those dancing days. I just got this, and because for the longest they weren't on streaming, and I couldn't do it anymore, but here's the thing, so as soon as I got both of their records on vinyl, they got put on streaming like a month later, so I was like, perfect. But I'm glad I finally got it on vinyl, just in case something else happens. And I love both of these records, but this first one is just so good. But I'm glad that I have them like on physical copies, just in case. Because also, it was really hard to find. Like, I think this was the last one that was on sale on the internet, so I'm glad I copped it. But yeah, perfect pop rock music, like perfect. Like, I think this is the pinnacle of pop rock music to me. Like, nothing touches it. Like, these girls knew what they were doing. And, like, you know, they're Swedish. And it's just something about, like, Swedish people just are really good at pop music. I don't understand it. But, yeah. Love this record. Love them. Good stuff. My next pick is 5 Leaves Left by Nick Drake. A classic, much needed. Put this on with some tea on a rainy day, like today. It's a little like cloudy and rainy, wet today. And yeah, this is the record for it. I mean, Nick Drake is just next level to me. I mean, his voice, songwriting, guitar playing, like, no one was touching him. And the world just wasn't ready for him at the time. He was just like light years ahead. And it's unfortunate that he didn't get to be alive to really see how much his influence, or how hefty his influence will become, or became, and just what magic he was making. And what, did this come in the 60s? I think it came out like 69. So that's insane. A perfect record to me. And yeah, this is my favorite of all his records, because I think it's the most pop leaning. I love pop. So yeah, great record. And then my final pick is a little shameless self-promotion, but I think is the perfect segue from Nick Drake. And it's my own artist, Grant Pavel. His debut about a year that came out on my label, Accidental Pop Star. And I mean, aside from just doing shameless self-promotion, this is just like a record that means a lot to me of all the records on our catalog, because it's the first full-length LP on the label. And on top of that, like, Grant reminds me and is very reminiscent of Nick Drake to me, which is why I signed him. He's very, I like to say that he's somewhere in the middle between Nick Drake and like Elliott Smith. And yeah, I mean, he's great. I've known him for years. I literally feel like he's my child that I gave birth to. And yeah, about a year. By Grant Pavel. And, yeah, wait, you see it? Right here. And, by Accidental Popstar Records. That's my label. And, yeah. Those are my picks, my 5 records that I literally cannot live without and mean so much to me. And thank you for watching.
Well, well, there you have it. Shamir gracing us with his fabulous presence. And hopefully that was a present for you. And then again, Christmas is coming soon. Thoughts? Let that ponder. I'm going to toodaloo you right now, but until we meet again, honey. Woo! That was spicy. Yes.